What's in this thing?
Today we have the Powercolor AMD Radeon RX 580, released in early 2017 at a price point of around £200 to £250, $279 MSRP in the US. The RX 580 had 8GB of GDDR5 clocked at 2000 MHz. The RX 580 has a base clock speed of 1257 MHz with boost speeds of 1340 or 1350 in the case of this particular card. Let's start by removing the 6 screws from the backplate, followed by the screws in either side of the card. With those removed, the plastic shroud can be separated. Next, the 4 screws in either fan, and the fan cable from the header on the PCB. With the fan out of the way, the screws in the top of the PCB are visible. After removing a few of them, let's get the heatsink out of the way to access the rest of the screws, to remove the backplate and expose the bare PCB. Now we have everything separated, we can start by cleaning the top of the PCB. First, let's remove the large thermal pad, followed by the thermal compound from the GPU. There are no thermal pads on the memory chips as they aren't contacted by the heatsink. Next, the back of the card, it only needs a quick clean. Now, the heatsink. Let's get the old thermal compound cleaned off. There's a disappointing lack of copper to this heatsink, but a budget RX 580 has to have cut somewhere. Now the fans. The card has 2 spliced into the same connector. Here's a model number if you need it. Let's get them cleaned. Next, the plastic shroud. It only needs a quick wipe inside to remove the dust. Now we have everything cleaned, it's time to put it all back together. First, the backplate can be placed back onto the underside of the PCB with all but one of the screws securing it in place. Next, the PCIe slot with a final screw and its own screws. Now, the large thermal pad plus new thermal paste on the GPU so we can put the heatsink back on. The fans can go over that, flipping the card over and we can put the 6 screws back in the bottom. Finally, the plastic shroud with the 2 screws on either side. Thanks for watching, hopefully this is useful to someone.